Hi, Mr. Roy. This video is a goodbye video. Emma asked me to be a part of it, so this is my goodbye to you. Last year, I had an independent study with you, and you were a great teacher and person. We were both going through horrible things with our family, and I felt completely comfortable talking to you about it, and you always had intelligent and awesome things to say to help me figure out how to, get through whatever I was trying to work through. And aside from being a great Latin teacher, you're a great person. I wish all the best for you.
Mr. Roy, you've been the best teacher I could have ever asked for. Thank you so much for dealing with me for 4 years and all of us. And couldn't have had a better Latin teacher, or a better teacher in general.
Mr. Roy's the man. He constantly brings a smile to your face, he's there whenever you're having a down day. Mr. Roy's the guy.
I'm gonna cry. I gotta think about it. Go. Mr. Roy, you are seriously one of my favorite teachers. You have taught us so much. All your laughs that you've given us and all your wisdom, I really appreciate it, and we will all miss you.
Mr. Roy, thank you for being such a genuine and nice person. You have been the best teacher that I've ever had in my life, and thank you for teaching me Latin for 2 years. Wish you could teach me for another 2.
Thank you for trying to help me understand Latin, even though I took it for 2.5 years and I still don't understand it.
Mr. Roy is like a really great guy. He's like the coolest guy ever. I don't know.
Mr. Roy is just a great teacher. He makes every class fun and special, and I've never had a class that's so enthusiastic.
I've never had him as a teacher, but I heard he's a really cool dude. We'll miss him.
We'll miss him.
Latin was so much fun this year, and it was a great experience for all of us.
Mr. Roy is the greatest man alive.
I think Mr. Roy has been an incredible asset to the Litchfield community. He has, even though I never had him as a teacher, he has always been just so supportive. And as my advisor during advisory, as much as we resented going to advisory, he was so helpful in my studies, and I hope that he has a successful future.
Well, I've always had you in the morning, and whenever I had a rough morning, you always made my day a lot better. So thank you, Mr. Roy. I hope you have a great life ahead of you and have fun at the beach. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Roy is just a genuinely kind and caring person to his core. Whenever I'm walking by him, he'll say hi to me and ask me how I'm doing. I can tell he genuinely wants to know how I'm doing and he cares about it. And he always knows when you're down, and he knows how to cheer you up. He genuinely cares about every single person he encounters, and that's a very hard and admirable thing to do.
Thank you, Mr. Roy, for being a great teacher. I probably will not enjoy Latin as much as I did this year.
We love you. Mr. Roy, I just gotta say, you're an awesome person, and I'm glad I had you as a teacher for 2 years, and I'm really gonna miss you.
I never had you as a teacher, but they asked me to make this video, and I love you a lot.
Mr. Roy, thanks for being the only reason I look forward to A-Days.
Mr. Roy, thank you for 3 great years of Latin. You made learning the language fun for me, exciting, and thanks to your class, I'll never forget what the word philia means. So, thank you.
Thank you for making this year of Latin really fun, and I'm really sad to see you go, but I think you'll do great things, and thanks for being an awesome teacher.
I only had Mr. Roy for 1 year, junior year Latin, but it seriously was probably my favorite class ever because of him. He's such an inspiring person. He had me crying last week when he was telling me one of his stories. He's just probably the wisest person I've ever talked to, and he's one of the few rays of sunshine in this school. And I think he's one of the only teachers I feel like I can really always count on. And I know he's already done great things with his life, but he's going to do even more great things, so I can't wait to see what he does. Thanks, Mr. Roy.
Mr. Roy, I would like to thank you for being one of my teachers for the past 3 years. You've been not only a teacher, but a huge role model in my life, and I can't thank you enough for that.
What's up, Mr. Roy? Appreciate it. You've been a great teacher for the last 4 years. Definitely gotta keep in contact with you after high school. I'll tell you how Bhutan's been next time I see him.
Thinking about him leaving's gonna make me cry. No, I don't want to cry.
Have a good day.
I don't know what to say other than I don't want him to leave.
If you were to ask me about Mr. Roy, I would have to say he's just a really sincere person. I met him really, a couple years ago, but talked to him really at the Christmas party this year. And he's just so easygoing, so sweet, down to earth, and he really cares about the kids that he works with. We'll definitely miss you, Mr. Roy.
Hi, Mr. Roy. Thanks so much for being a great colleague these last few years and giving your wisdom and your expertise. We've all learned a lot from you, so good luck in the future.
First of all, I want to tell you that I will miss your presence in the morning. We park next to each other in the parking lot, and so I always see your pleasant smiling face in the morning, and I will be gone too, so we'll meet each other in our separate places. I wish you all the best. You have been an amazing staff member here at the school, and it's been really a pleasure getting to know you. And I wish you a wonderful retirement with your family.
Mr. Roy, I'm going to miss seeing you, especially at the end of the day as we're both staying late and both working hard. I know you're going to be very, very happy down there in the coast, enjoying the good weather and good sunshine.
Hey, Mr. Roy. I don't even know what to say. We're going to really, really miss you here at LHS. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for both of my kids. I'm going to get teary here. You've been a great friend to me, and I wish you all the best with everything that you do, and I'm going to look for that invite to the beach house. See ya.
Mr. Roy, thank you for all your contributions here. It's very clear that the kids really respect you, and you've built quite a impressive Latin program. Really enjoyed working with you, and I wish you the best in the future. If you need any fantasy football advice, you know who to call.
Mr. Roy, just want to wish you luck in your future endeavors. You will be missed, and I want to say ditto what Mr. Pori just said. So congratulations and enjoy life.
Mr. Roy, I hope you have the best of luck outside of these walls. We will never forget our champion of the spelling bee.
Mr. Roy, I am very sad that you are leaving, but I just think you're an amazing person, and you know how I feel about you, and I wish you the best in everything you encounter in the future. And I'm just an email away.
Mike, you're the kindest person that I think I've ever met. I wish you luck, and I will always remember you winning the spelling bee. And your Latin. Good luck. Bye.
Mr. Roy is a fabulous speller.
Mr. Roy is without a doubt the greatest spelling bee champion I have ever had the privilege of seeing and even competing against. I was thoroughly routed, and it had nothing to do with the purple toga that he had on that day. So, a great man and inspiration, and will definitely be missed by the class of 2015 for sure.
Mr. Roy, you've been an awesome inspiration for all of us students here. We really do miss you so much.
Well, my across the hall neighbor, I wish you the best of luck. I will think of you all the time when I'm discussing Western humanities and psychology with all those Latin root words. Enjoy the summer and everything that lies beyond that. We'll miss you.
Puella aquam portat. That's it. That's all I got.
Hola, Señor Roy. Salvete. Agricola. Agricolae. No. Agricola. I am very happy that, well, you and I both are taking forward steps in our lives and making changes to have a happier, healthier life. And I hope that just because you're going to be a little bit further away from me does not mean that you won't invite me to the beach house. And I'm not really, I know we'll be in contact, so I'm just very happy for you, and it's been a pleasure spending the last 3 years with you. My life will not be the same, literally. And that's it. Best wishes.
Hey Mike, I harbor no ill will even though you beat me handily in the spelling bee last year. I wish you the best, and as our best, most favorite guy, Neil Young, said, be part of.
Mike Roy, it's been a pleasure working with you. I'm certainly going to miss you, and I finally got to almost be your neighbor, 2 classrooms away. Enjoy the future. Have a great summer.
Bye, Mr. Roy.
Hi, Mr. Roy. So on the last day, during a little Latin party, I told you that I wanted to give you my card on the last day of school. But in talking to Emma, I decided that I'm a much better writer, or no, I'm a much better speaker than I am a writer, and so we decided to put this video together for you, not only to show you how much Emma and I appreciate you, but to show you how much the entire school and all the students and staff appreciate you. So throughout all of high school, you've been my #1 supporter, whether it was during, like, for actual Latin or for my other classes or just for life in general. And I can never thank you enough for just giving me all of that support no matter what. Every day when I walked into Latin class, I would physically give a sigh of relief just because I'd finally sort of feel like that was sort of like my safe zone, and I'd feel so comfortable being surrounded by you and all the other Latin 4 students, woo, who just like you radiate positive vibes, and I don't know if you could ever understand like how much myself and all the other students appreciated that. I'll never forget the line from the Aeneid that you told us is your favorite, Forsan et haec olim meminisse iuabit, which means perhaps one day we'll remember even these times with fondness. And well, Aeneid was talking to his men, and like obviously they're in a very different situation. He was trying to call them back into battle and sort of just to encourage them to continue on. I think that it applies to my life and applies to everyone's life, and obviously this year, like for me, it's been, you know, sort of a rough year, and like for others, everyone always has their rough times or whatever, but when I look back onto high school, I think that all of my fond memories will probably be centered around you in one way or another, and so I could just never thank you enough, and we'll miss you so much next year, but I hope that you have an awesome semi-retirement, and we'll be visiting you, don't worry.
Hey, Mr. Roy. I have so much to thank you for, but I don't really know how to say it. I couldn't think of a tangible gift that could represent how much I appreciate you. So me and Sinead came up with the idea of making this video. I just wanted you to know before you left and before I leave that you're such an incredible person. And I thought the best way to make you realize that would be to, you know, go around the school and ask students and teachers how they felt about you. And then, since every single person said great things, that you could realize how awesome you are. Like, every person we asked was like, oh my god, yes, of course, like, I'll talk about Mr. Roy, I love him. And they were all saying how great of a man you were, and that, you know, you're the greatest man alive. And it's because you are. You've changed so many people's lives in this school, and you've taught all of your students so many great lessons, and not even Latin ones. Like, hidden in all of your stories are lessons that we all can learn from. I try to take as much as I can out of the stories you tell, and I've learned to try hard and believe in myself and stay positive. There's one sententia that comes to mind when I think of you, and not just because it's in Latin. It's dum vita est, space est. And of course you know what it means, but I think it's, while there is life, there is hope. And it reminds me of you because even though you're leaving, Litchfield, you're leaving everyone with a little bit of hope. And for me, the hope that you're leaving is hope that I could be like you someday. Because you're such an extraordinary person. And I don't know, you're just really, I think, the greatest man that I know. So, thank you for everything, really. Thank you. We'll keep in touch.